So we're in Fresno, California. We just finished installing a Noritz flush kit. So this kit here with the hot brass assembly, relief valve, and then also the cold assembly, that enables us to come in here and flush this unit, or the homeowner can certainly can now. Before it was just all hard piped in, one shutoff valve. The shutoff valve itself was a ball valve, and it had some plastic debris in there in the cold side. And so the valve would not shut down all the way, and we couldn't work on it. Additionally, this piece, whatever this is, I don't even know. This was in the hot water line. It's a hard piece of plastic. You can see this. Don't know where it came from. It's not part of any assembly I've ever seen. It was just in there. So anyways, that was in the hot side. And then of course all the piping that was connected here, it was corroded real bad. They had some of these dielectric unions on the cold side. Typically you don't have a problem with those, but they were scaled over, almost closed all the way. We showed that to the homeowner, to the husband. We haven't met the wife yet, but we showed her the husband anyways. So we let them know that we could flush it or go ahead and install these this kit. And they opted for the kit. So we have the kit, and that now they're free to flush this once every 6 months, once a year maximum. 6 months would be great. Unit's about 12 years old, I believe, and so we don't know what's happening with the heat exchanger, if it's in good shape or not. But so we gave them a price on this. Unfortunately, when we got into it, we had to replace the gate valve as well. And the reason being is, like I say, we showed it to the homeowner, the husband, and it had some hard plastic pieces chipped off, similar to what we saw here, but it was hard plastic. It was actually in the valve, and so their discs, gate valves, they have a brass disc that slides in and out, and it's supposed to close the hole so you can work on a piece of equipment. Well, we couldn't. We had to shut the house down, shut the street off, and then add a valve in here. So we're going to ask that you reimburse us for that part of the installation, even though we already gave you a hard price earlier. We couldn't anticipate that. Of course, there's no contract. Feel free to pay or not pay, totally up to you, no hard feelings. But we would like to get reimbursed for that extra portion of work there. So everything's installed. We've tested for dripping. We had a little drip here at the ball valve. We tightened up a little packing nut, and so that's good. Everything looks good here, so dry. And then all the fittings, you can see these stainless steel connectors. These are all Falcon stainless steel connectors. This one goes up to the hot side, so that's a 3/4 by 15 stainless steel connector, full flow. It's a 0.725, so when 0.75 is full 3/4. So that's the biggest supply line that they manufacture. That's what we use. So that's installed. Cold side, you can see it's an 18-inch. It starts at the cold and goes down and loops around into this valve. And the reason why we gave you this first valve, it isolates the entire unit. You can shut this off, and then you can take both these isolation valves out in the event that down the road, I don't know, they become defective or something. At least you can work on them without shutting the house down. So now you have a quarter turn full shut off right here, quarter turn off, quarter turn on. So that unit is on right now. And then of course these are the isolation valves. We've got the cold water that goes into the unit right here. So cold water on, hot water on. These are the flush valves. They're pointing straight up. That means they're off. This is where you come to flush it annually. You just pull those off, put some hoses on, and of course, any information you need on that, just give us a holler. We'll walk you through it. Or actually, we have a video, several videos online, YouTube, you can take a look at. It's pretty straightforward, not really a big deal. So anyways, we've checked this multiple times. We feel that we don't have any leaking in this area. You will have to monitor. It is outside, which is nice, because any kind of dripping that develops, we don't want that. But at least if it did, it's going to drip down into soil. So that's a good thing. Before we can put this cover panel back on and before we can plug it back in, we need to put the cover panel back on, because they ran the cord through the bottom of that unit right there, which is fine, no problem. So we'll get this cover back on first. We'll leave this cover panel off, this little square piece we'll put on. We'll plug it in, fire it up, make sure we got hot water, put the panel back on, and then outside of that, this installation is done.